Hey, welcome back to the shop. Alrighty, so I guess we're going to try our hands at some stick welding here. Before I do anything, let me reiterate that I have never welded before in my life. So I went and bought some consumables. I got some of these 6013 general purpose stick rods. They say all positions AC, DC plus or minus, so I guess it really doesn't matter whether I have the electrode in the plus and the ground in the minus. So these two at this point, we're going to go with electrode in the plus, and we're going to put the ground clamp in the minus. As mentioned earlier, Everlast is sending out their units with denormed connectors. So these are just bayonet type style connectors. They slide in and then they turn a little bit to the side and that's it. They're connected. Good and solid in there. Now to lay a bead on, I just have this little bit of flat bar here. I'm clamping it to the table. And I guess I'm taking the ground clamp and connecting that to the piece of steel. And now if I take my rod and my welder here, rod's not on there, then if I touch this, it'll make the connection back into the unit. And for the setup, I am going to be using the 110 volt for the first try here today. So it's the first time I'm plugging it in actually. It's on a 20 amp circuit, so that should be fine. Now to find the on button. So I think as an on button, they're just using this breaker here. So let's see what happens. Yep, she sprung to life. Alright, so we're in memory position 2 for whatever reason. I guess it has a few in there. There's 9 in total. We're at 18 volts, 160 inches per minute, so that's for the MIG. So now we want to go here. Standard MIG, synergistic MIG. We'll talk about that in the next video. And then we have the standard spool, synergistic spool, TIG, and stick. So we want to be on stick. So there we go. We are on stick. So we're at 60 volts, 10 amps. And since I have absolutely no idea, oh, I understand. So MIG inductance, MIG, it's all MIG stuff, MIG volts. MIG wire speed, MIG TIG upslope, MIG TIG pretty slow, MIG inductance, MIG TIG. I think it's pretty much, oh, for stick we have arc force, hot start, and hot start time. I should probably research some of that stuff, but for now we're just going to try and get an arc going. The machine initially defaulted to 10 amps, but I don't think that was nearly enough, so I went to 20, that didn't do anything, and at 50 she started to give it. What is the max here? You can go to 100 amps on 110 volts. So we're nowhere near the maximum here. It certainly looks like there's a lot to be learned here about doing it right. I definitely got some molten metal on there, but whether I got any kind of penetration or whatever, I have no clue. Ugliest welds ever, most likely. Let's see if we can weld this together. So I got the 90-degree magnet in there, and we're just going to lay a bead on the inside here and hopefully not be able to break it off. Let's go. Well, as ugly as that is, this side turned out a little better. I just gave that a quick tug and I can really rip it off anymore. So I think it got better penetration. Also, it's still really ugly. And I think it might be too much oomph now, because what's happening here is that at the end, as I'm coming down this way, it's blowing, it's like arc gouging, it's like blowing it out. So I'm moving away material. So I have to move it quicker on this side and come around the corner, and then that fixed this side here. And this is all cruddy, obviously, no good here. Oh, she's nice and warm.